I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day 2025. I could hardly believe it. It is insane. Zach and J-Lo, I know both of you have kids, so happy Mother's Day to the mother of your guys' children as well. Hope it's a blessed day for every mother out there in the Buccateers land, and even if you're a Saints mom or a Falcons mom, we still wish you damn well. Just kidding around, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on the Buccateers on a Sunday. We're blessed. Hope everybody had a great time at church. Who attends? We are here now. Turning shift. The NFL offseason is pretty much in, it's diminishing before our eyes. Rookie mini camp is 1 day left today, and then it is done tomorrow. We're just getting started here, guys. I mean, we got schedule release coming Wednesday. We got a lot of stuff coming up here in the next couple days. We're going to bring in the new co-host, as you can see on the bottom ticker. The great man himself, Zach Johnson, Bucs by 30. Zach, how you doing on this Mother's Day Sunday, my friend?
Doing well, fellas. How are you guys?
We are doing great, brother, and thanks for making it on Mother's Day. So I'm going to have to give you some brownie points for that one. That's some good stuff right there, brother. You are the man. So we appreciate you. Hope your Sunday's going well. How is it out there in West Virginia?
It's a beautiful, 75 today, so...
Couldn't ask for a better day.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we got the birds chirping over here in Chicago. It's a crisp, cool, around 70 as well. J-Lo, how you doing? Holding the Tampa fort down. We got Richard joining us from California saying happy Mother's Day to all those beautiful mommies and figures out there. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Olive joining. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful moms. Yes, ma'am. That is for sure. And our guy, Neil, checking in as always, saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Neil, tell the guys what to do who are watching the podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. Mr. J-Lo, how the hell we doing?
Doing good, man. I got my iced coffee going. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful moms out there. We got a rainy day here in Tampa, which is nice. We needed it. We need some rain. So no grilling for Mr. J-Lo today. I'll be taking my mom Dudes out later for dinner. And ready to roll, man. We got schedule release coming. The Rays are winning some baseball games back to back. So let's go. Let's ride.
Yeah, we are amped. We got Rays winning games. The Cubs won yesterday. Neil says, hit that like button. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Mr. Neil Cleave-me checking in. Happy Mother's Day, and especially to Stephanie McMahon. How about Mama Khan? Mama Khan doesn't get love, huh? Buck 78, fire the damn cannons. Go Bucs, go Bucs, go Bucs. Yes, that is for sure. But I love it. Stephanie McMahon getting a Mother's Day shout out. Speaking of shout outs, we have Bucs rookie mini camps going on. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Bucs have a lot of high profile names at Bucs rookie mini camp, as we know. Shiloh Sanders is checking in, and he's carrying a caravan of fans with him. We got the big man, Desmond Watson from Plant City, who made his way to Florida and who's now a Buccaneer. And if you watch his interview or press conference, whatever you want to call it, yesterday on, the Bucs YouTube channel, Twitter, wherever you want to find it, Desmond Watson said some very interesting things. We're going to get into those. He's a funny guy already. I like this character a lot. So as we enter into Bucs Day 3 of rookie mini camps, I know Zach has his eyes on a certain West Virginia player we'll get into as well. And for those that want an inside look, picks, videos, and more fun stuff happening in Bucs rookie mini camp. Follow our guy JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. He'll personal message you pictures if you have a request of players. He'll tweet other stuff. So a lot of good stuff with JC. I know Zach wanted a guy, and he tweeted that guy out. So Zach, what are you feeling right now on West Virginia's finest as he transitions from quarterback to wide receiver in the NFL?
I haven't really seen much of his route running or anything like that from practice yet. Just some stills, but he's dangerous in the open field. You can go watch some West Virginia games for the last couple of years. He's electric out there in space with the ball. So he could maybe do some things. Practice squad is probably the goal this season, just because the receiver room is just so deep. It's going to be hard for anybody to crack that room. I think we might be locked in all the way down to 5. So you got a bunch of guys trying for that number 6 spot.
And the good thing not good thing, I shouldn't say it like that, but one way for Garrett Green to make at least the practice squad. And if you guys didn't watch Garrett Green in college, this kid could run, man. He was fast. He was quick. He could move around. That's how West Virginia stayed competitive in a lot of these football games. But Will Shepard, the Colorado wide receiver, actually failed his physical. That would have been intense, competition on the practice squad or in rookie minicamp, and now he's not there. So that's a potential path, a potential avenue for a guy like Garrett Green to maybe get some snaps on the roster. It's unfortunate for Will Shepard. I don't think they ever truly came out and said why he had a failed physical designation. It just appears that he sadly did. But Garrett Green, I am excited for. And we've seen quarterbacks go to wide receivers before. We've seen wide receivers go to quarterbacks before. It's kind of one of those weird positions that are interchangeable the older you get. Remember the Jaguars' first-round pick, Matt Jones, a while back. He had the long hair. He was number 18, the wide receiver. He didn't last too long. He got in a lot of trouble in the NFL, so he didn't last. But, he was a good player when he was on the field. And then Ryan Tannehill, he actually started at wide receiver and went to quarterback. So you do have these cases of wide receivers and quarterbacks working and vice versa at the next level. It's going to be fun to see what Garrett Green brings to the table. I can't wait. J-Lo, speaking of weight, our guy is losing weight. Is Cleveland Me says Desmond retired Derek Carr. Yes, Derek Carr. If you do live under a rock like Patrick Starr, Derek Carr has retired, ladies and gentlemen. Sad to see, even though it's a Saint. I feel like the Saints kind of treated him like shit when he was in New Orleans, and I'm not giving him an excuse. I don't think his play was great. He quite didn't live up to the money they gave him, but at day's end, the Saints knew what they were getting. I mean, nobody looked at Derek Carr when he left whatever the hell it was called when they left Oakland or Vegas. But whenever he left where he left, nobody was saying, oh, Derek Carr's still an elite quarterback. I remember a lot of Bucs fans actually did not want Derek Carr to sign with Tampa because he looked diminished and whatnot. So, J-Lo, Desmond Watson retires Derek Carr. A newbie retires a legend, so to speak.
I mean, can't blame Derek Carr. I wouldn't want to get tackled by that big guy. But anyway, no, Big Dez, I'm happy for him. I loved his interview. He seems very humbled and and just grateful that he's getting an opportunity to possibly make the roster or at least make a practice squad position. He's already dropping weight, and he already mentioned Vita Vea already reached out to him, so they already got some chemistry going on, which is very important. For a guy like Vita Vea, who I think it's a perfect mentor for him to get him prepared to play. I mean, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. And a lot of people in the Tampa area have been talking about him a lot. It's more about Big Dez more than the others, honestly. Yeah, Shout's got his little group of people following him. Ibuka's getting some shout out. But for the most part, Desmond Watson, he's very loved, and he's got a great shot to make the roster, a very good shot. You just got to go out there, lose the weight, get in condition. It's a time process, but I'm happy for the kid. I can't wait to see him out there, training camp, competing, taking on 2 blockers. It's going to be fun to watch. That's all I can really say about Mr. Big Dez.
It's going to be incredibly fun. As Richard says, kudos to Dez. It's not easy for a young kid to talk about their weight publicly. Yeah, a lot of guys kind of put that on the back burner and one of those issues that are really hard to talk about. Not a lot of people like to talk about, being overweight. I mean, I don't. I got a nice little armrest built in myself, So I'm not 500 pounds big, but I could lose a couple pounds. But no, Richard, great point going on there. But I don't know if you guys have seen Bucs rookie numbers, at least for UDFAs and round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 picks have been announced. We discussed last week on the pod that we thought, our guy in Mecca would go a certain number of ways, and all of us were wrong. He actually went with number 9. So if you have a JTS jersey out there, and if you're feeling a little like saving money, you could always take off the Tryon Shoanka and slap on the Ibuka tag right there. But Zach, thoughts on our guy picking number 9? We all kind of, one of us said 12, one of us said 2, one of us said 16. I think 9 is kind of an outside of the box, unexpected number, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
I thought it was taken. I thought all the singles were taken, so it was a shock. I think one of the punters, right, was supposed to take 9, so maybe there was some wheeling and dealing going on. But I don't mind it. I think people get fixated on certain things, and then when it doesn't happen, it's like the worst thing that happened in their life that day. You know what, man? Take 9 and make it famous, right? That's what everybody was telling Abdul Carter to do up in New York because he wanted everybody else's number, man. Just make it your own. And people probably didn't feel the same way about 23 before Jordan wore it, right? So make it your own, man. Make it your own.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Zach. And remember, I mean, he had no choice because Brady came to town. But remember when Brady came, Godwin already had his own little niche at number 12. He had Mr. 112, or he called himself something related to number 12. And then the 14 change was, it was awesome. Now 14's embraced. He calls himself One Foe. So, it's one of those things like our guy Richard says now, make something out of it. Look at that. E9 Buka. I like that, man. Got the G, put the 9 in. But Zach, I agree. You take a number that's, no disrespect to JTS and Lawrence Tynes and some of the other number 9s who spent some time with the Bucs, but you take a number that's kind of been not the most successful player-wise, and you could really make it into your own number, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And I'm still adjusted to all these weird oddity numbers personally, but I'm beginning to like it. It's different, it's unique, and honestly, for guys like Zach and I, when you're collecting jerseys, it makes it a little more fun because it's a little more interesting to see, hey, Desmond Watson, maybe he'll wear number 1. No, that's Rashad White. We know that, but you never know what the hell the number. I know he's 56 right now, but just having fun. J-Lo, thoughts on some of the other rookie jersey numbers for the Bucs, such as Desmond Watson, number 56, Shiloh Sanders, number 28, I believe. Let me pull up some of the other draft picks. I know Tez Johnson got 83, and someone had a comment to me, hey, and don't take this the wrong way, people, but people were like, hey, should that number be retired for Vincent Jackson? And I go, no, I love VJ, and I think he could be honorary Ring of Member, like something, Ring of Honor member. Don't get me wrong, something like that. But I'm okay with the Bucs letting people wear number 83, only because, not to sound like that, do you retire? I know Vincent was better in the community, but then Geno Hayes, do you retire? Where does it stop at that point when you're going to honor these young men who pass away? I do feel bad, and Vincent Jackson did lead a great way for Mike Evans, did a lot of great things in the community, but I think Ring of Honor, yes, jersey number, no, but J-Lo out of Tez Johnson, 83. You got, like we said, Watson, 56, Shiloh, 28. I'll pull up some others as well here, but anything catch your eye with the new Bucs and their jersey numbers?
I gotta say, giving Hardy Nickerson's number to Watson, that's pretty awesome.
Not to cut you off, Benjamin Morrison, 21, Parrish, 25, our guy David Walker, 51, Eli Roberts, 95.
Oh, yeah, I mean, all those numbers, I think will suit the players pretty much. I already knew Morrison was going to have dibs on 21. Shiloh wasn't going to get 21, which is fine. Morrison, he'll go with that number. But Shiloh, he's in good spirits. 28 looks good on him. He'll be okay with that. But I got to say, the Hardy Nickerson number 2 on Bid Dez, that's pretty honorable. Hardy Nickerson was a legend in the 90s as a linebacker for the Bucs. So I like that. 25 for Jacob Parrish. Kind of reminds me of a Brian Kelly type player. You know, he was already making some plays, which we'll get to later. But so far, I like all the numbers. But my favorite, of course, is Big Des, who already know I got a man crush on. So, you know, I'm all about Big 56.
Yeah, I'm
now.
starting to get worried about that, but you know, we'll see
don't
how it
twist
goes.
it, don't turn it. Let's go.
Oh boy, we got John Cena. It looks like it. Well, you can't see him, so maybe no, not Cena, but it is Joey Nips welcoming his way onto the program. Joey, we're talking about Des Watson losing weight, already down under 440 for this Bucs team. Shiloh Sanders, obviously a big name, but rookie mini camps are here, man. Give us your thoughts on any Bucs rookies that you may have heard about or are intrigued into this point.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. Sadly, no, I'm not.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to you as well, my friend.
Thank you. I probably have a few somewhere. I just haven't found out yet exactly. But no, really good to be with you guys on this beautiful Mother's Day. First time being, with our new guest, pumped about new host, I should say. So pumped just to be about everything we do here. So moving on, though. First off, on Shiloh Sanders, I already like how his attitude. I mean, I still see interviews. I just say his brother. I don't even bother with his name anymore. But with his brother doing these interviews, and it's like, what is this guy saying? Shiloh conducted himself well. I liked seeing the couple of videos on social media that, and you guys might have already talked about, but that went viral. And he's like, making sure he's touching everybody, clapping their hands, shaking up and doing that type of thing. And then Desmond, he retired Derek Carr, plain and simple. So they saw that video of that. But when he runs backwards, I don't know how he does. I'm not even trying to make the jokes, but like how he falls over, he has such a big torso, and that's after losing all this weight. Hopefully he keeps going, because I don't know his realistic, chance to make the team or not, but I feel like if he keeps getting into better shape, if you have him and Vita Vea in the middle, you might as well not run up the middle for until one of them get hurt or something, because I mean that would be amazing.
Would you ever see Kalijah Cansey look so small if he's next to those two guys? I mean, Kalijah Cansey's a big pit bull out there, and he'd look like a little fella.
I wouldn't even mind if he lost a little more weight and became more of like their speed inside guy almost, because he could wreak havoc. And I feel like if he got even fat, ooh, man, he could have a huge year this year. I'm looking for him to have a huge year.
I think Cansey gets double-digit sacks this year. I really do. And you got, they added Hassan Reddick, so he's going to take some focus off the edge. You got Big Dez and, hopefully Big Dez. I think he has to aim for around 390 pounds to, realistically get. And that's still very big in the Tampa Heat. But, I think that's a realistic goal for both sides, lose about 30, 40 more pounds and see what happens. He could Harvard is roster spot, or practice squad spot. I don't think that's going anywhere. He'll be an experiment. He'll be a project. But to get onto the active roster, I think around 400 pounds, give or take a couple, is the magic number for him. And he's not going to be playing 3, 4, 5, downs every drive. He's going to be a very situational guy. A couple downs here, maybe get up to like 10 downs a game. As JC Allen is throwing up the five-time champion, it seems. Welcome in, JC, as Richard is welcoming him in as well here on the Buccateers. Before we switch gears to more outside focus in the world of sports, fellas, we're going to do a clockwork table here. And first of all, shout out to our guy CJ James as well. I've gotten some inside looks at him. We had him on the show about a week or two back now. Center from UTSA, a great guy. We're rooting for him to at least make the practice squad. But I saw some pictures of him. He looks good out there, number 64. I heard he's taking second team snaps for center. So he's the second center snapping the ball right now in rookie camp. Shout out to JC Allen for that. But our guy's number 64, holding the fort down, big boy out there. Hope he makes it. But J-Lo, one UDFA, not to make the practice squad, but to make the active roster week 1, like a Christian Izzian did. Like, I know it took Funderburk a little longer. A guy like Funderburk did, a couple of years ago, a guy like Kalen Geiger, who has a chance to make the active roster week 1 as a UDFA.
I must say, just because of our room and the DB room, I say Shiloh. Shiloh might have a good shot at making that week 1 roster because that's where I think our weakest trade is in the safety room. I feel
Hold
like
on
he's got.
real quick. JC, John Cena, but close. Update your phone, man. I can't see that emoji. You must have like an iPhone 4 or something because all I see is a 5 and then a blog. So hard for me to tell, my friend. I'm just running with it, but kidding around. Go ahead, Jada.
No, I think Shiloh, if he can finish his tackles, he lays the boom. We all know that. I feel like if he finishes tackle, he's got a good shot at being in the safety room, special teamer for sure. I just feel he's probably got the best shot at most of them, if you ask me.
Yeah, I like Shiloh as well. Oh, and okay, that makes more sense. Context goes a long way. So no wonder why I couldn't see it. There you go. It's an invisible face from the great. See, that's why JC's the man. Always pulling out pranks and tricks. Mr. Magic, we talked about Shiloh and Ibuka. Shiloh's looking well. He has a little posse out there. He's in charge of the snacks for the veteran room, he says. He's being vocal, number 28. And Todd Bowles says he ain't going to overstep, and he doesn't expect Dion to either. So, and Ibuka's going to be a good player, man. He's going to be a really, really effective player in this league. Zach, who's one UDFA on this Bucs team? You expect to make it. A couple other good ones: Ben Chukwuma, Jake Majors. Chukwuma and Majors are two of the 10 highest paid UDFAs out there, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, Chikwuma was the highest, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right on that. Good point.
I think, you got a guy like him or like J-Lo said, Shiloh making the roster. Yeah, I think safety is probably the easiest path to the roster just because of the depth there and the fact that Todd Bowles, takes such a hand in training those guys, teaching those guys up. So I think, somebody like that. Plus, his attitude's been really great since he's gotten here. Doing the right things, saying the right things, acting the way that you would expect for somebody that knows that their road's not going to be given to them and they've got to earn it. So, yeah, somebody like that could make it. Receiver's going to be tough for any of those guys making 6. You got people that were here last couple of seasons that probably have an advantage over some of the guys that just got here. So safety or maybe a guy like Chikwuma through the offensive line, especially if he has some versatility and can play both sides.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, that would be a good thing to have. When you're trying to make the roster, versatility is what you want to bring to the table. You want to be able to play positions that need fill-in snaps. You want to be able to play special teams. That's how you make your way on to the roster. Yo, ask dude in the top right where he got his shirt from. J-Lo, is that you, my friend?
Yeah, I got at work at the hospital in the gift shop. They were selling them. They still are. They actually started selling toddler size. So I was able to get one for my daughter, so that way I can match with my kids. But I like it, got to represent the Bay a little bit. Even though the Rays piss me off sometimes, and I get my feelings about it. But, that's where I got it from. I got it from work in the gift shop.
Damn, Olive's being hostile trying to say the Dollar Tree. Jesus. Holy crap. Wow.
She has a bad day.
Yeah, well, Green Bay can't even make one of those because all they got is one team, so it would just be, a pointless T-shirt for my fiance to construct. So I'm sorry to hear about
Typical
that.
Cheeseheads. Oh, my bad, Olive.
But I do agree with every choice so far. Joey, if you had one UDFA to try and make this Bucs team as we wrap up our Bucs talk here, what say you?
Well, I guess my question would more so be what position it has the best chance for that to happen at. And that's obviously where you guys could probably answer than me. But is there a certain position group out there that has, a couple of possible open spots on it where that has more potential than others, like deep? I don't know what it would be. Maybe
depth offensive line and depth defensive back, I would say, are probably the two positions where you can make.
So what player would fit that mold? That's my answer.
I mean, a guy like J.J. Roberts from, the safety.
I'll go with J.J. Roberts. Give me him.
Okay.
That's all I need. I just wanted the position that, because to be truthful with it, it's very tough. Like, for example, the Bucs on the D line now, it was a need coming in. They've, if they stay healthy at D tackle, could be harder for some guys on the back end to get in. But at corner offensive line, you're always looking for, it's like cell phone chargers, I call it. You always need more of them. You always need more on hand. The more corners and offensive linemen you have, the more depth there, the better, because a lot of injuries happen at those positions. And eventually the third guy back, who's not even taking snaps outside special teams, ends up playing pivotal roles late in games due to injuries on the fly. So that's where I would just go with it, is my point more so. I don't know the players as well as you guys with the UDFA, so I don't want to pretend, but position of need, that's where I like to go for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a great battle because the Bucs do have some back-end guys who can make noise, but I mean, Bryce Hall isn't a guaranteed roster spot to me. You know, a guy like Kayvon Merriweather, I liked what he flashed last year, but his spot could be up for grabs. So you have room for defensive backs and offensive linemen to, hey, maybe even if they don't make the active day one, I think there will be an opportunity as long as they latch onto the practice squad for them to grow into their own. JC says it's possible if they go with 5 safeties and 5 cornerbacks there. Yeah, I mean, Chukwuma, Majors, Shiloh, Dez, Roberts, all these guys have legitimate cases to be made here. But if I were to go with one, I'd probably lean Chukwuma right now, but I'm going to talk about a guy who hasn't been mentioned yet. And John Bullock, the linebacker from Nebraska, he's been called a vocal guy so far early on by Todd Bowles. We know the Bucs love their Nebraska tree. I don't think he has a great chance to make it day one on the active roster potentially, because they did, you know, bring in a linebacker like Anthony Walker, and they did bring back a guy like Deion Jones. So it might be hard to crack the day one active. But to me, if a guy like Bullock stays with it, we love our Nebraska Cats. I wouldn't be surprised to eventually see a guy like John Bullock break the active at some point this year, because J.J. Russell, his number got given away. So I doubt 51 is now David Walker. So even if J.J. Russell was thought about coming back, I don't think he does come back. Yeah, I need to see all these guys. And it's hard. I like how Todd Bowles kept alluding in his press conference, yes, this is all good for T-shirts and helmets. Yes, this is all good for T-shirts. I love that mentality from Bowles. He knows what it is, T-shirts and helmets. Joey, speaking of T-shirts and helmets, give us an update on the world in Indianapolis. How's Ty Warren looking, Riley Leonard, and the rest of these Colts Cats as they make their way to rookie mini camp?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Warren has already, I mean, like you said, not much outside what you could really see, but the Tyler Warren stuff has already been very positive. Our tight end room has been pretty bare for the past few years. So, I mean, just seeing him in the building, like right when he got here talking to Dallas Clark, I think that, you know, the past Bucs tight end as well for a little bit there, but it just brings back good memories because you need that player in the middle of the field. Receivers are great, but if you could have that tight end who could get you that, even if it's like it doesn't even show up great and sexy in the box, where like those 5 catches for 70 yards where, you know, those big third downs when things are breaking down, you can just throw it to them and they catch it and move on. So I'm really looking forward to Warren play. In terms of Notre Dame, since I am a fan of them, I do, you know, the quarterback from Duke that went, you know, there, Riley Leonard, like you mentioned, he won't do anything big this year. He'll be more practice squad / third string, but he has more of a similar style to what Coach Steichen likes. So it's an interesting project to say the very least. So I'm ready for the schedule release on Wednesday, and that will be my favorite path for us to look at things and all that. But got to start slow. We'll do that with the rookie free agents, and then we get forward. But it's going to be a great week coming up.
Yeah, again, I think Tyler Warren, and, you know, me and Zach have a Dynasty League. Our draft's actually tomorrow. It starts for the rookie draft pick. So my team was so bad last year. I do get gifted the number 1 rookie pick. So, you know, I want to take Genty, but part of me wants to try and trade back a pick or two and maybe get Ty Warren because he is that good. I think he's going to be very versatile in that Indianapolis offense. I think you're going to see him in wildcat packages. I think you're going to see him run the football on the goal line. I think you're going to see a lot of 4, 5, 6 yard tough catches from him that create a lot of receptions for his stat line. So I'm really torn, but I won't give out too much more info because I got Zach sitting here, and he made a very compelling offer for my number 1 pick. But man, my team is cheeks, and I have Jonathan Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, and a couple of wide receivers, and that's pretty much it. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for that, though. I'm excited for that. Speaking of excited, the NFL's excited right now. We got a lot of news, and Joey's segment, Hot Potato, Pigskin Hot Potato, has been a fun one. We tried it last week with Zach and J-Lo about a couple topics, about a gentleman suing the NFL draft for Shedeur Sanders dropping in the draft, for the Steelers, using AI type things to analyze their offseason. So we got, yet again, a couple of more fun topics for today. Remember, Pigskin Pick'em, or not Pigskin Pick'em, I'm sorry. Pigskin Hot Potato, you get 60 seconds or less to go through a fun topic in the NFL and to kind of dissect it a little bit, depict it a little bit, and see what we do. But Joey, you did share something interesting. Sabu passing away at the age of 60, former wrestler. That's sad stuff there for the world of wrestling. 60 years young is incredibly young.
Yeah, and if you were, at all a wrestling ECW, you like more hardcore style, this was your guy. He was literally in a match in the last 2 weeks just going crazy through tables. So he literally wrestled hardcore until the very end. It's sad to see someone go, and 60 is not old. I mean, 60 is so young still. So much could have been, taught and lived through him. But hey, sadly it happens in this world. But definitely going to watch a couple sad boo moments, I'm sure, on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and just enjoy, because man, he could fly and he was the man. So I'll keep it short and simple, and condolences to his family, of course.
Yeah, it's not blaming anything at all, but back in the sports day when you could put a lot, and your body went through a lot more. I feel like you're putting a lot more random shit. We got a lot more better practices nowadays to hopefully, you just seen a lot of athletes pass away kind of youngish in these physical sports back in the day. So hopefully we can grow their lifespan a little bit as we continue with our lives here. But gentlemen, 60 seconds or less. I start the timer. Pigskin Hot Potato right here. 60 seconds or less to talk about a fun topic. And Joey, I'm going to give you a topic.
Let's do it.
Trey Sermon to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Colts backup running back last year, filled in a couple of games for them. I was never a big fan, but tell the Steelers Nation in 60 seconds or less about their brand new running back, Trey Sermon. That's from this morning.
Yeah, if you like 2 yards in a cloud of dust, he's your guy. Unfortunately for me,
Zach's nephew is blocking for the man now.
No, I mean, I was a big fan. He was actually better last year, but the problem with him, he's a third string back at what he should be. When he has to move to running back 2 is where it's not as good to see, but he gives it his all. I mean, he is a hard runner. Like, he might run somebody over along the way as well. So if they need that back that gets in on third downs and things of that nature, then that would be good for the Steelers to have.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and I think Steelers still have a couple capable running backs anyways. Obviously, I think Jalen Warren's going to be a good piece this year for them.
They need a quarterback, right? I mean, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, somebody tried telling me yesterday that Will Howard would be in MVP contention this year.
Man.
And I was
must be an Jesus. They
must
have been on some good drugs.
Yeah, it was just kind of scary to hear. I'm like, this guy's gonna play 3 games most, but okay, have fun. And yeah, but they got Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren. They also signed Kenneth Gainwell. They have Cordero Patterson. Is there even a spot for Trey Sermon on the roster?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be the last spot if anything, for sure.
Yeah, he'll be competing with Cordero and Kenneth Gainwell probably. Jim Irsay tweets Happy Mother's Day out there. Zach, we're gonna let you clean up this. J-Lo, you took the easy way out last time and gave Zach first dibs, so you get the next one here. J-Lo, you get 60 seconds or less to talk about another football topic. You ready this time, J-Lo? I don't want to startle you.
Come on.
He's telling you to bring it.
How fun is this? Travis Hunter was on a plane, and somebody randomly said this about Travis Hunter. He offered to put my bags in the overhead compartment and help me with my tray. He was always polite, saying yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. Anyone would be proud to have him as a son, grandson, or football player. So polite. Turns out that this gentleman in the picture with the random lady on a flight, she had no idea who he was. It's Travis Hunter. People were walking by, were saying, congratulations, great job, or even taking pictures, said the lady. I turned and asked him, "Who am I sitting next to?" I looked at his Jaguar pants. I smiled and asked, "Are you an athlete?" He smiled and said, "I'm Travis. Yes, I was drafted by the Jags. I already told my sons I want his jersey." J-Lo, this is an incredible type of story to hear out of any sport, but incredibly, especially because about a rookie. I mean, a young rookie could easily be a jag-off making millions of dollars saying, I don't really care about the simpletons of the world. I'm not saying he was in the wrong, but like OBJ, that one plane ride, he had a towel over his face, turned that into his disaster. Here you got a young man, the second pick of the draft, a guy who's going to make millions and millions and millions going above and beyond to help a nice lady out, J-Lo.
I mean, he's a class act, for the most part. I know a lot of people question him about his relationship with his fiance, whatever. That's his business. That's his privacy. Leave it alone. But the guy's a class act. He graduated too. He got his degree. He graduated, well educated. I mean, he's a whole package. He's a guy you want on your team. Character, his athleticism. I mean, truthfully, as much as I hate the Jaguars for what happened the offseason earlier, but they got a good one in Travis Hunter. I think he was worth that trade, giving him a first round for next year for him because he could play two positions for the most part. But just affects his character, class act. I mean, a true person who didn't really have his father around because his father was in prison, but he was raised well he was surrounded by good people, I feel. So, hey, hats off to him, man. Always hats off when they need to.
Hats off to him indeed. And you remember when William Golston was a young buck, no pun intended, he was making headwaves, doing a lot of those type of things in the community, and that's how you become a fan favorite and staple. For kudos to him. We're gonna give Zach a sticky situation, I'll put it, and hopefully this lady isn't celebrating Mother's Day anytime soon, because that would be a little Well, we'll let it rip. Bill Belichick, Zach, had a front row seat on Saturday night for Jordan Hudson's participation in the Miss Maine USA pageant. So, do you think this all these rumors going on, all this crazy stuff going on, do you think Bill will be able to put this to rest when the football season comes, or he's attending these Miss Pageant type things? What the hell's going on with Bill Belichick?
Oh, well, I appreciate you giving me the stickiest one of all. So, I think the most shocking thing about this all is how guarded Belichick was his whole time in New England. He didn't really let any of his personality out. He kept it strictly business. And now it's every day we're seeing something with him and this woman getting barred from the facilities, and now he's out at nightclubs in his sleeveless hoodies. It's just it's very strange. I'd like to say that he's going to be able to keep it separated, but I think he's in too deep at this point. She's almost puppeteering him through the interview the other day, and forcing her way into that Dunkin' commercial, from what I read. So I don't know. I probably not. And then there might be some public breaking up of the situation that's going to be a distraction. And I feel bad for my guy Brad, because his son Max is there in the QB room. And I think their play is going to be overshadowed this season by this drama of Bill and whatever her name is.
Yeah, and Max went down early last year. I hope he was able to bounce back and recover nicely. For those that don't know, that's Brad Johnson, our guy Zach Johnson, not related but friends with the great Brad Johnson. Maybe related. We'll have to do a what is that? 30 and me, or how do you find out your DNA?
Ancestry, right? Ancestry.
Yeah, ancestry.com. There we go. So there we have it, folks. 3 crazy fun stories. But yeah, maybe not poor, but Bill Belichick, he's like one of those like mesmerized characters right now that's just getting paddled along. But if anybody could break out of his spell like that, it is Bill Belichick, believe it or not. I could see the guy just right before opening day, done, just breaks up with her, walks away, and that's the end of that for Bill Belichick and her. So we'll see as we continue to turn here. Ain't going to be the longest of shows today, as it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Richard said heading out to celebrate Mother's Day. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. You as well, Richard. JC says he could beat out Deion Jones when we're talking about Bullock, the Bucs linebacker. We're also joined on Facebook by our guys El Monito, the Godfather, James Rubright, Tyler Sharp, and many others are joining us as well. So fun time to be live right now on Mother's Day on the Buccateers. And we're going to speak about Mother's Day quickly. I know it ain't the brightest moment, there ain't a ton of sports going on, so I'm leaving it at more so favorite Mother's Day moment opposed to favorite Mother's Day sports moment, because there have been some fun things in the MLB. They all wear the pink bats and pink socks and pink hats and stuff like that today, but I'm just leaving it at favorite Mother's Day activity or moment. J-Lo, what do you like to do for mom, or what sports moment has impacted you with mom in years past?
As far as Mother's Day go, for mom dudes, when I was a kid, I used to do the bed and breakfast, make her breakfast, even though it wasn't the best, top chef already stuff. I was a kid, get best I could. She appreciated it. Making the simple toast, scrambled eggs, and leaving the mess in the dishes, for the most part. But for the most part, for Mother's Day, pretty simple. Sit mom to dinner, have my conversations with her. She's my rock, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, she appreciates any little thing I do for her, whether it's take her to dinner, get her some flowers, or even just bring something nice. Just appreciation. That's all she ever requires. When it comes to her.
She's our girl as well. She's a she's a frequent in the comments, so we appreciate her as well. And happy Mother's Day to her. That's a beautiful thing right there, though. Joey, I'm going to break us up since we have the same mom, so you could go first here. We'll put Zach in the middle of us too. So I don't know if you got a moment out there, or my moment's coming from TV anyways. So go ahead, Joey.
I'm sure you'll have something more creative, but at least we're cooking today, so we don't have to hear how we're going to change the place like 10 times over the next few hours of what we want to take to eat. That's always a fun game of choosing. Usually she'll ask us what we want, and she already knows what she wants, so it ends up into a fun game usually. But overall, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Of course, everybody's here, so go with your moment. What do you got?
Yeah, and I'll just say it then before we get Zach's in, but I'll do Dallas Braden's perfect game on Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day 2010. I remember vividly. We were playing Little League Baseball, celebrating our mothers. We had games that day. We took mom out to Chili's, I believe. Well, Pops paid for it. We know we're not paying for that. I'm in 5th grade, could probably barely afford a pencil at that point in time. But, we came along and we came home and Dallas Braid, and there he was throwing a perfect game on Mother's Day. It was a beautiful sight to see. I'm pretty sure his mom may have even been in attendance, but he actually did it, sadly, against the Tampa Bay Rays. And that's the craziest part about that. Joe Madden was managing the Rays at that time. Braden threw 109 pitches, struck out 6 of the 27 batters he faced in that game, and it was sad. So this was the story, guys. Braden's grandmother, Peggy, who raised him after his mother died, was in attendance. So Braden's mom passed away, and his grandma, who raised him, was there on Mother's Day to see him throw a perfect game. And that gives me the chills as I talk through it, because that's why we love sports. That's why I love sports, moments like that. Beautiful, beautiful for Dallas Braden, who's still the Oakland Athletics announcer, whatever you want to call him. But hats off to you, Mr. Dallas Braden, on creating a sports memory for me that lasts a lifetime. Zach?
The other sports moment, since I didn't give a good one, I saw just now looking up things, Tones, a recent one. In 2019, Kawhi Leonard hit a Game 7 winner in the NBA Finals for them to win it all. So, or Eastern Conference Finals, I should say. Game 7 buzzer beater on Mother's Day 2019. So I'll say that for a moment.
There you go. Fun stuff right there as well. And, you're always with the moms, and, you always need some sports on in the background. You never know what might happen today on Mother's Day. Our guy Bucs by 30, Zach, any Mother's Day highlights come to mind for you, or any special moments with you and the mom or your wife now?
Yeah, not sports related. I don't really do baseball much, and the NBA is almost unwatchable these days. So I watch a little bit of the playoff ball, but nothing major. I've been really fortunate. My wife's family and my family has gotten along the entire time we've been together. So we do a lot of combined holidays. So Mother's Day is kind of a big thing. We do a cookout, and as the family gets bigger with the nieces and siblings, and everybody's now having kids, it just gets bigger and bigger. So that's always a nice time to get together and get out some of the family type games and just have a memory. So I lost my mom 5 years ago, so it's more about my wife and her mom and sister and some of the nieces and stuff. So, but the tradition endures.
And beautiful. That's a beautiful thing to do. I think that's great that you guys do that. And really, the older you get, the more times like these, it's when you could get together with family, it's always great. And hats off to you, and rest in peace to Mrs. Bucks by 30. She raised a great man, that's for sure. She should be blessed looking down by us. The Buccateers bringing you Mother's Day moments.
And hey, J-Lo, I got to tell you, maybe Tones, the best one of them all. Me and J-Lo have been Facebook friends for 1 year on the dot today.
Oh, boy, you guys better put your hands up. You guys are probably doing some weird things.
I just got the notification.
I'm shocked it's only been a year. What the hell? Did you have
I was avoiding them for a while. I was playing hard to get.
Can't please them all, man. I mean, I'm only one person, man.
But before this turns into match your mate, we're going to keep going here. We are live on the Buccateers, and we do have a couple of shows upcoming this week. I believe we'll be back to our Wednesday night about 6:15 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to get with the guys and kind of come up with a good set time moving forward that we all
do have
agree
wrestling
on.
Wednesday this week.
Oh shit! So we'll change that as well.
Just like-
Good point right there, man. See, this is why we got Joey down there too. So forgetting these, we'll figure out. But Tuesday we'll be live. Then we'll be back here Tuesday, and then Saturday or Sunday, unless I have like something planned Tuesday that I don't know about. Who the hell knows at this point? But Tuesday night, 6:15 Eastern, and Saturday or Sunday, we're gonna get with the time, and we'll back. Ladies and gentlemen, since it is Mother's Day, Zach and all of us have some very fun stuff on the plate. We're going to go ahead and wind down here. Before we get to our final words, we're going to give our breadwinners for the program. We are up a lot of money. I got to incorporate last week's breadwinners into the show, but I believe we ran the table last week as well. So we're having a good breadwinners segment yet again. We haven't lost breadwinners, or we haven't had a bad breadwinners week in quite some time, I should say. So good stuff there. Zach, breadwinners is literally just name anything you like on the betting slate that you might like, any team, any player, anything from the weekend. You don't have to give one if you don't want, but J-Lo, we'll start with you. Breadwinner from you, my friend.
Give me Cleveland Cavaliers over the Pacers to even the series.
Cleveland over the Pacers.
Don't you be shaking your head, Joey.
Gee, because I was going to take the Pacers spread. Now I got to do research again, you piece of crap.
Well,
good. Let's see how smart you are. Come on.
God.
Oh my gosh. We are going at J-Lo and Joey. 1 year of
conversation.
1 year of Facebook friends or 1 year of enemies.
It's over.
I'll go next to give you some time, Joey. I'm gonna go with, let's see here. I'm gonna go with the Padres of San Diego as they are at Colorado and Nick Pivetta is on the mound. It wouldn't be the greatest of returns, but to me it's a free money type of thing. $20 to win $8. So I'm gonna go with Padres 20 to win $8 over Colorado with Nick Pivetta, one of the better pitchers in baseball, on the mound. Zach, like I said, you could skip if you want, but if you like something out there, feel free to throw it at us.
I don't gamble on sports. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I have a smidge of a obsessive personality, and That's one thing that I've never gotten into because I don't want to, be the guy that's digging through the fountain outside of the casino for change. So I leave my obsession here where I get a tangible return for my monetary exchanges. So I'll leave all of that conversation to you fellas.
Very smart man there. And hey, maybe one day we'll all be asking you for some spare change. Hopefully not. But that is what it is. Joey, we got Cleveland Cavaliers money line. We got the Padres money line. What say you?
I'm going to go to the world of hockey and go with the Maple Leafs plus 170 to beat the Panthers and make that series 3-1. So I'll take Maple Leafs plus 170 against the Panthers.
So there you have it. We're going MLB, we're going NBA, and we're going NHL, and we have a smart one saying I'm good on, and then if you lose and you don't really bet, people are like, why'd you give it? So it's a smart thing to do, Zach. You never win. You never win. Yeah. And even, if a fan is listening to the show and they happen to take the bet and they lose, they turn all weird and, they they get angry and upset sometimes. So smart man, our guy Bucs by 30 is. But what a second show it's been for Bucs by 30 as a full-time co-host. Remember, he did join the Buccateers, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be incorporating a new thing as well. Starting in probably June, we're going to be asking everybody. I think, Zach, you already got some, but we're going to be asking for Bucs songs coming to the table for traditional type Bucs songs. And then we're going to do a type tournament, J-Lo, like we did last year with beer. But we're going to do it with songs this year and see what the official 2025, 2026 song for the Bucs should be. So, Zach, in your final word, take home your great idea, brother. Kind of put it on the table once again for Buccateers Nation to soak in.
Yeah, so going around to some of the away games, you see the traditional songs of some of these teams to start the fourth quarter, and just the energy that just goes through the stadium. Even in Green Bay, when they play this really weird ass polka song, the crowd gets hyped, man. So just getting something like that for Tampa, I feel like we got 2 Super Bowl wins. We kind of turned the history of the franchise around. We really need to lean into this, get something that gets the fans hyped. The in-game DJ is not hype. So I don't, when you go, it's like, it's just a lot of just canned stadium stuff. So be nice to, we got such an awesome theme, the Buccaneers, the pirate theme, it's such a cool thing, especially night games with the red lighting. Just so much opportunities being left out. And, I hate to keep talking about it, but when you go to Acrisure, man, and they hit Renegade, the next play, whether it's offense or defense, man, those dudes are trying to kill somebody on the other team because they get hyped, right? Because of the tradition that it has. So just bringing something like that to Ray J and making it our own. We got Jason Light, the Metallica loving GM. I feel like there's enough pieces to where we could put together something really, really cool for the fans. So I'm going to just keep banging pounding the table until we get something, or they tell me to shut up. So either way,
we're going to pound that table with you, brother. And last but not least, just give us where they can get you. Bucs by 30, correct, on Twitter?
Yeah, Bucs by 30 everywhere.
Never a dull moment with our guy, Bucs by 30. Hopefully this year we get that every game, Bucs by 30. Joey,
absolutely.
Final word for you, my man, because you'll have to be heading home soon.
Oh, I don't have to.
All right, well, see you later, Paul, and have a good Mother's Day with
I'm of course headed home soon. Wish the Cubs were on a little later so we could watch, but they're on now. I'm a wrestling guy, as y'all know. WWE Backlash was last night. John Cena, Randy Orton, last time ever. For people that are just even generic wrestling fans, this is a rivalry that stems on for, yes, as Tone's doing the You Can't See Me, for over 20 years. They go all the way back to 2002, and they really put on a good show last night. These were not, this wasn't Undertaker versus Goldberg in Saudi Arabia a few years back with concussions all over the place. This was a good fight. And Cena got a little emotional at the end, as he fights these people for the last time and he goes through this. It's going to be a fun year. So if you're a John Cena fan, whether it's his shows with the Peacemaker, like season 2 coming out, or whatever's happening in wrestling. It's a fun follow through December for sure.
Incredible. Well said. Very good stuff there, my friend. And I'm going to have to watch that pay-per-view tomorrow. I'll probably skip
It's
Raw.
a short one. It won't take you long. It's a short
one. I'll probably skip Raw and put on Backlash. But then I'll catch up on Raw. Then it's a catch mice. But we'll see. J-Lo, final word for you, brother.
No, final word. I agree with Joey. That it was a good event, a good small event. I definitely liked the main event. Shout out to Triple H for putting together the last match with Randy Orton and John Cena. I liked it a lot. Looking forward to the schedule opening, man, so I can start planning, man. I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to, my bucket list is to go to one Bucs away game.
I hope we could all get to Carolina because I think Zach will be there. So that would be very cool if the Buccateers could all try and make a trek to Carolina. My pops would love it. A lot of us would be interested in making that happen.
Absolutely. I think that would be a good opportunity for all of us to be together, enjoy a Bucs game, hopefully a win, because they like to pop, our chest, pop our hearts out of our chest, the way they play over there. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to chopping it up, with our man Zach. Like I said, welcome again. This time you get to see my face compared to the last time I gave introduction. But can't wait, man. Hopefully the Rays get a sweep and everybody enjoy a good, get together with the family, for Mother's Day. It's always important, the moms are the best. I'm my mama's boy. Shout out to my mom. I love you very much. Thank you again for just being in my life and making me love and caring person I am today. That's all I really got to say, man. God bless and go Bucs.
I got to thank both of your moms for being great and making you two who you are into. I got to talk to my mom about Joey. He kind of went off course. No, I'm kidding around.
Hey,
but,
we love you, Mama. Hey, you the best.
Yeah, I love my mom. She was, a lot of good stuff in my life, and it's been a blessing. So happy Mother's Day to all. I'm blessed. You guys are blessed, and everybody is blessed out there. Have a great day. Don't take days like today for granted. If you're debating about calling mom or going to see mom, go do it, because sadly life goes quick, and before you know it, it is what it is. It's different. And UFC last night was incredible as well. Real quick, Bilal Muhammad lost the main belt in UFC in his division, and that was very interesting stuff. So that was Bilal Muhammad, Chicago's own, went down. But happy Mother's Day to all. Bucs by 30, J-Lo, Tampa Tones, Joey Nips, and for the other 4 not here, Stunna Bucko, A-Cats, and forgetting one probably. But that's it. Gene, the great Gene, he'll be back soon. He's still on sabbatical, paid leave, we call it. No, but we'll see where the hell he is. But guys, happy Mother's Day. Bucs by 30, J-Lo, Tampa Tones, Joey Nips. We're out of the building. We'll be back Tuesday. Thanks, Joey, for reminding me I'm going to AEW on Wednesday. Can't wait for that. That'll be a lot of fun. But, guys, God bless. Happy Mother's Day. Have a great Sunday out there. All right? Fire the damn cannons. Go Bucs. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous.